back to the left again. That last pass was a bit wayward, but other than that, they look confident. Both these teams will be better for the run last week. I'm sure Wellington will be better. They were probably better than what the result was last week against Counties.
Well, look, it's all worked out quite well here for Wellington, despite South Island looking fantastic on that first set. Wellington came forward nicely there, and now got a penalty late in the count. A chance for them to get right on the South Island's line here and apply some goal line pressure. Ulinga Mao with the ball here, the other prop forward. Into the line goes to Vita. Spent some time in Kibra Park High School over on the Gold Coast. Back in Wellington now. Entangled up with Wellington there. And away comes Vowles again. So Vowles inside the 10 now. For Isefa'avai into dummy half. That's Anai. Pass goes to ground, which is a bit unfortunate, losing a little bit of momentum, but Williams doing his best to get that back. As Wellington batter away here on the line. Here's Pharrell Gray. Last play now for the Orcas. As Vowles keeps it on the short side. There's a nudge, and it's a pretty good one too, and it's Nepata who has no option but to take it dead. Excellent play from the lines. Yeah,
nicely weighted kick. I mean, the set itself was a little bit one out. Though it would have, I suppose, you'd imagine that Dan McEwen, the coach of the Wellington Orcas sides, would want to see them set up something and maybe shift play, but they came up with a result and they're applying pressure.
Oh, drop from the kickoff. That's really unfortunate. All that good work that the Orcas have done comes to that. Sadly, Fa'avai, the co-captain, that was him, just dropped it cold. Looking into the sun, perhaps. He's just a little distracted there, but really that should have been taken.
Yeah, indeed. Pretty simple catch in the end. But you're right. Maybe just looking into that sun put him off a little bit. But yeah, disappointing.
So South Island get a reprieve. And here comes Deidre Siaki again. His brother Denzel on the wing today. Got 2 tries last week. Wellington, a ball-playing prop. Here's Donaldson, this very impressive and hard-working back rower. Harmer Campbell waits at dummy half. Here comes Wellington. Good line behind the ruck. And away goes Harmer Campbell. Kupateho at dummy half. Murphy with the inside ball to Wellington, who's very busy. Good set coming from the South Island here. Wellington are going to have to be on their game here defensively. Murphy flings it out to Nyman, and Nyman nudges it through. Now there's a chase, and that could be the first try. It looks pretty good for Te Kyle Cranwell, and it is. What a great set from the South Island, 4 points to 0.
Well, we just spoke about well-weighted kicks a moment ago when the Wellington Orcas was down the other end, came up with a repeat set, but this one was even better. Nicely placed kick through the defensive line, and it just set up perfectly on the South Island side to cross over for their first points. So really nice setup in that set. There we go. 2-pass shift. Held the ball up in 2 hands, so it just meant that defensive line had to keep up and square. They couldn't retreat. Just threaded through the needle. Fantastic play.
Yeah, Cranwell the try. Made the South Island, or the tournament team last year at the National 18s Championship, where South Island made the final. But were beaten in the end by Counties Manukau. So a lot of these players have come through that team into this team now, including this man here with the goal-kicking responsibilities today, Jacob Nyman. 5 from 8 last week. And that big win over Waikato. He's grinded that one nicely. Good start for the South Island. Not a bad start for Wellington. Just that one drop ball.
Yep. One simple error, and it cost them 80 metres and then 6 points. So fairly easy remedy. Catch the ball next time.
Exactly.
Great put down as well.
Wasn't it? Great kick from Nyman. So Wellington conceding the early try. As they try again in South Island. Again, love this lad here, Wellington. Jaden Wellington. Away goes Deidre Siaki again. He's not the biggest centre, but he's tough. And quite well as Sokuru. That's, well, 15, 20 metres. Easy metres there for South Island's winger. Got on the try-scoring sheet last week as Nyman again has a crack on the short side. There's Cranwell getting his arms free for the offload, and here's Brown again. South Island making metres quite comfortably at the moment against this Wellington defence. Here's Donaldson. Wellington. Taken nicely, though, by his opposite prop forward, and Harmer Campbell now as Murphy gets the ball. This is looking good again for Deidre Siaki. Siaki seeing some space up the middle. Look out. Oh, good try for the South Island. Well, they're looking pretty solid at the moment. Wellington just not there defensively, and the South Island taking full advantage again.
Yeah, he made that look easy, Siaki. Just kept cutting back on the inside and finding some defenders that weren't tying in. But I tell you what, he did a really good job of getting to the line. He beat like 4 defenders, but that whole set in particular was really well structured by South Island. Some nice ball handling skills, some nice soft passes. Here we go, he beat one. Good step back on the inside. He just wrong-footed everyone. By the time he got to the line, the Wellington side just couldn't hold up the big man. So, yeah, really good start in the first opening 10 minutes.
Wow. South Island team look very crisp and enthusiastic, don't they, in these first 8 minutes?
Looks like a golf green. That
does. It's beautiful.
Up in a way, it's immaculate pitch.
Yeah, it's always been fantastic, hasn't it? So
kicks a goal and puts a birdie at the same time.
So Nyman there, 2 from 2, and the South Island leap out to 12-0. It looks like all these lads woke up on the right side of the bed today.
I mean, just the ball movement from the South Island has been real impressive in this first couple of sets. Yeah, they came up with an error in the first set, but just shifting it around, players turning up in numbers, support, makes it easy.
Wellington try again. Jaden Wellington again. Look at him, he's just a hard bloke to tackle, isn't he?
Yeah, nice quick play the ball as well. That just gets Wellington on the back foot. They're battling now.
Here comes the other prop, Kupateho. He's on Wellington's 40 now. Here's Murphy, good front foot running ball, straight through the gap. Goes the back rower, Lomoni Kaya. He was on the interchange last week, gets the start today. No Uriah Tooley today, and Lomoni Kaya, a damaging runner. And the South Island, well, they need hosing down. They're on fire right now.
Yeah, just the enthusiasm and the carries was enormous in that entire set. They just rolled up the field. Wellington was constantly backpedaling in that set. They couldn't win a wrestle. They couldn't win the ruck. And on the back of it, that was a fantastic pass. A great run.
Well, Sakiusa Lomani Kaya. He's been on the fringes of rep selection. We haven't really seen too much of him in the last few years in the 16s and the 18s. Why? But, by gee, I don't know why. He looks fairly athletic and powerful, doesn't he?
Yeah, indeed. I tell you what, Caleb Murphy's doing a great job at the moment at 7. He's grown even from last week's game against Waikato, so looks comfortable out there. Maybe, I mean, that's we have mentioned last week as well how familiar these players are with each other. They've been playing together for a long time, so it's probably where that comfortability comes from.
And Nyman gets the conversion, and 18 points to 0. 3 converted tries in very quick succession. Alarm bells ringing in the Wellington defence at the moment.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's going to have to. As a start with this first tackle, both repeat sets. That first carry has just rolled them down the field.
So Wellington try again. And Tahoe has the first carry this time. It's better from Leolofi. Slow play the ball. Nice wrestle there from Denzel Siaki. And here comes Rowan Brown. So no Uriah Tooley today. And here goes a little dart from Harmer Campbell. And good one too. Should get good quick ruck speed here as Wellington's defence goes backpedaling once more. Murphy again. Nice cutout pass to the winger, Salkuru. Here comes Lois Salkuru, the big robust winger. Good tackle there by Williams, the fullback for Wellington. That needed to be made there. Here's the last play for the South Island. They are keen and hungry, and Wellington. Well, he spilled it that time. And hard luck there for Jaden Wellington. Gee, there was some real promise about that attack again.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Murphy just put his hand up there to maybe apologise to the team. That was the last tackle. Probably just overthought it a little bit. Needed set control and dab it through the line. That looks like a rip.
Yeah, it's so play's just being paused for a moment. It's
That was probably off that tackle from Joshua Williams. He threw his entire body into that tackle to try and stop the big winger.
yes, Salkuru got one try last week. First 15. Oh no, in fact it's Siaki who has he just got the rib tickler and he's okay and ready to go now again. Now Wellington haven't had the ball for a little while. Samulia. Wellington making that tackle around Williams.
Quite confusing having a player in the South Island side with the last name of Wellington, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So Wellington on their 40. As away goes Vals from dummy half. Good little run there. Made 12 metres. Last play now, though, for the Orcas. So Fa'avai with the kick. And Nipata, haven't seen too much of him so far. He got a couple of tries last week. He has that kick return. Here goes Denzel Siaki in from the wing for a carry. Siaki brothers are good, aren't they? I like both of them. They look solid. They just throw themselves in there and get stuck in.
Yeah. Yeah, big lads. Good strong carries.
Sokuru. Yeah, they're on opposite sides of the field as well. Wellington, ball playing prop again as Nyman. Short ball this time to Cranwell.
Well, they had numbers outside if they could have got it out there.
Nyman into dummy half. That's Tahoe now to Wellington. Nice little shift here, and away goes Harmer Campbell. It's just good play by the South Island. The variety in their attack is really impressive. Here's Nepata. Thinking about that big cutout pass in the end. Just maybe a little indecisive there with that play, and Wellington have it inside their own 10.
Yeah, well, the winger had dropped back for Wellington, so he recognised that maybe they had an overlap on that right side. He decided to dab it through anyway.
To Wellington forced to bring it out from their own line again. As we see Lea Lamisa Fouls in the dummy half. Oh, some good footwork here. A nice clean break here by Wellington. Oh, lovely pass. And here's a big chance here for Samolia. Good tackle from Nepata. And some scrambling D2 from Callum Donaldson. That's great work by those two South Island players. And I almost dropped it, and he has dropped it. That's really unfortunate. Luck there for Wellington.
I mean, yeah, everyone was. The line sort of opened up for him. I think he got a little bit excited and decided, well, I'm going to have a go here, and then the ball popped out of his hands. It was a little bit unfortunate because it was a great break for Wellington, the first opportunity, real opportunity actually.
So Tavita is the player from Wellington who's off. And there's a kick early in the count there from Nyman. He might be going for that 40-20. How's the bounce? It's great. What a great kick from Jacob Nyman.
That was a 30-20.
Again, he's got great vision, has Nyman, and he knows when to nudge it. And that was executed perfectly. So back goes Wellington, hard on defence once more. There's to South Island through Kupateho. In fact, that was Cranwell. There's a little dart from dummy half. He's short. Harmer Campbell couldn't quite get there. Cranwell to Donaldson. Donaldson crabbing towards the line, can't get there. Harmer Campbell, here's Murphy. Murphy, that's slick. Nepata, and the easy run in for Saukuru. Again, very good execution by the South Island, and that's their fourth try already.
Yeah, that's, I mean, hit the nail on the head there. Then just the execution has been fantastic. I mean, the ball movement, Caleb Murphy's putting that ball right in front of his runners. It's great timing, good vision, and taking that ball right to the line. And Wellington doesn't have an answer at the moment.
Salkudu has a good background in rugby union, but he's out giving rugby league a crack. Put him on the wing for this game. Having a chat to Archie Jacobs, the coach. You can see skills in centre and fullback as well, Salkudu, but for now he's on the wing. Probably a good position for him, given the depth and the quality and the output we're already getting from the centres and the fullback in this game.
Yes, indeed, yeah. I mean, and Nepot was doing a great job of slotting into that back runner position.
So here's Nyman. He can't keep his 100% record, so it's 22 points to 0. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here of this round 2 clash. Ruben Wiki Cup for 2023. NZRL National 20, South Island 22, leading Wellington 0.
I feel like Wellington Orcas are just a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
Yeah, rightly so in a way, because South Island have been on song. I mean, if we compare this first, 20-odd minutes to their game last week, I feel like the South Island have really stepped that up.
Yeah. Yep.
So here comes South Island again. Little error there. Jaden Huata at the play the ball. Referee Fevers says Wellington are going to have a scrum, and here's a chance for Wellington to crank something up. One clean break in the game for them. Let's see what they can do from this set.
22 points down. These are the times you have to take advantage of. These opportunities present themselves, at the very least, just start building some pressure, get some repeat sets.
Yeah, no errors. As really what's required here. Just good, solid ball handling. So Pama Akavi into dummy half. Wellington now 12 metres out. Here goes the little hooker again, taken by his opposite number. Foul slots back to dummy half for that play. He's a little dab by Fa'avai, the halfback. Ooh, Palmiakavi almost scored it. There's the last play now for Wellington. Vowels. There's the kick. And it's taken comfortably there by Deidre Siaki.
A fairly predictable set, really, from Wellington. A couple of one-out runs, dummy half runs.
Oh, Lamani Kaya, what a run straight through the middle. What little error, that's unlucky. A 40-metre run there, damaging from Lamani Kaya. But it ends with a tiny little error. Check this out here, I love this. Boom, through he goes. So another tiny little, just a few little errors sneaking into both teams' performances at the moment. Wellington will get another chance right on the halfway line. So let's see what Wellington can do this time. This is Duelepa. Palmiakavi again. Now Sapaya, who's out there now, number 16 for Wellington. Middle forward. Plays for Randwick. Fa'avai. Palmiakavi, and now here comes Brandon Vowles again, taken comfortably by the two interchange players for the South Island who are out there now, Mamuta and Cuthers. Anai. And now Williamson from fullback. Doesn't offload to the centre, Samoa. Here's Gray. Wellington looking a little bit disorganised on that last tackle play. And here's a broken play, return to the football again by the South Island. Oh, a late offload. And out comes the South Island once more through Rowan Brown.
Yeah, just definitely a little disorganised Wellington side. And, yeah, I suppose not setting themselves up well enough for a last tackle option. Gray, the back rower, ended up putting the kick on, and now they've let South Island out of their own 40 fairly easily.
So if you're tuning in, don't forget, folks, this is 35-minute halves at this age group. So it's about 11 minutes to play until half-time. And straight into the thick of it goes Cranwell again. Donaldson. Nice pass into midfield as we see Boyata. Murphy. Here's Siaki. Wrestling forward another few metres, but he's going to have to go back. Referee had called held. So Deidre Siaki goes back. He's the elder of the two brothers in the South Island team. And now Mumuta. Getting his first start of the campaign today as Cuthers goes left to Murphy again. A good tackle on Siaki this time by his opposite number, Samoa. Last play now for the South Island. Cuthers. And this is Donaldson. There's space there for Callum Donaldson. Good tackle. Good tackle by Fa'avai, and Wellington survived. That was good goal line defence from them that time.
Yeah, scragged to the ground. I actually don't mind the running option either by South Island, just keeping Wellington guessing.
Wellington starting the set hard on their line again, with a keen South Island defence looking to stop them.
Yeah, a couple of tough runs needed here.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? We think back to this competition 2 years ago, which Central Districts, as they were known then, which included Wellington and the lower North Island. They had a number of powerful ball runners in their team. And this Wellington team just seemed to be lacking in that department a little bit. Wellington out on their 30 now. Ball pass, but it's picked up by Vowles. Now, and referee, I think, is going to rule on that as a knock-on from both teams. So South Island will get a scrum.
Yeah, pretty messy last tackle option once again. Just a poor pass out of dummy half meant that the kick was rushed. Came off the side of the boot.
Yeah, just a major difference between the two teams. It's just organisation at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. Unfortunately, yeah, the halves for the Wellington side, yeah, just not setting that structure up well enough.
Oh, Nepata scything through there, taken nicely in the end by Lealamisa, but he's given up the penalty. So South Island got a full set here. 20 metres out. Pressure on the Wellington line again. Donaldson. Wisely takes the tackle. There's Sapaya. Got him fair and square that time. Here's Murphy. Steadying hand of Caleb Murphy. Deidre Siaki again. One try earlier in the half. Here's Cuthers. Mamuta. Wellington's defence is better now, but can it hold up? Can it continue to be effective as Cuthers has it damn, and I think he's got that on the line, and here comes the try. Another score for the South Island, their fifth of the game. It's 26 points to 0.
Yeah, just good fight at the play of the ball. Meant that it's a good bit of speed. The hooker to have a crack at the line, and he had a crack the last time he was down here, didn't quite make it. This time manages to get the ball on the line.
Yeah, good try from Toru Cuthers, one of two Otago players that's in the South Island team. Cuthers originally from Auckland, who's gone down to study at university. So there should be a comfortable conversion attempt here for Nyman, and it is 28 points to 0. Nyman 4 from 5 on the day so far.
Yeah, just sort of caught sitting in the chair on the line here, Wellington. Always hard to stop a defender when you're sort of sitting right on that line. Got to get yourself really nice and low, ready for that charge. Sometimes as well you have to talk them out of it.
Yeah.
You're often sort of sitting there yelling that he's going to run, and the hope that he actually doesn't run.
And then he runs.
And then he runs and scores a try.
Oh, it's been a tough half for Wellington. Good on the South Island. They came from the opening seconds right off the bat. They were on for a good performance. It's the intensity and the venom they brought to their game right from the start. It's been very, very impressive as Nepata gives it to Nyman as they look to shift it to Brown. Here's Cranwell. Cranwell gets those big legs pumping. Here's Denzel Siaki with the gas. Can't link up with Nyman. And Wellington have a chance to counter here. Here's a good return of the football. What a rampaging run here from Sapaya. Now ruck speed is important here for Wellington. With that South Island defence maybe fractured. Now they'll have time to regather. That's a good tackle from Nyman as he drives back VAR. Now Vowles. Here comes Wellington again through Samoa, who made the break earlier. Hamiakavi, that's Anai, nudging it forward. He's weighted that one pretty well. And Nepata just a few metres out from his own line.
It's not the worst result in the world. That just kicked deep into the corner. Let's see if they can muscle up here, put some pressure on the South Island side.
Here's Saukuru, those good metres there. Deidre Siaki delayed the pass nicely for Donaldson. He's lost it there, but surely that was a strip, and it was. Easy one there for referee Jack Fevers.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. You're just letting South Island off the hook there. You want opportunity to maybe trap them down their own half for a while, and you hand them back another set of 6. And an extra 10 metres.
It's Deidre Siaki. Covers. Here's Mamuta to the line and then delays the pass beautifully there for Jaden Hoyeta. And now Covers again. Brown gives Denzel Siaki the ball this time. And the winger proving hard to handle for that Wellington defence, although they're going to rule a penalty. That's hard luck there for Wellington.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, it was unfortunate. I mean, usually what happens is once your legs come off the ground, then the referee has to call Howard. But I feel like he stood on one leg. Wellington had every opportunity to push him into touch, but
beautiful day here in Christchurch. Now, what's the referee going to do here? Caleb Murphy, the captain of the Scorpions. And Siaki just getting a warning. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I think there was something that happened after the play. And maybe a little bit of foul play from the South Island side, a little bit of discipline needed there. They already had the penalty, so
Wellington come away again. Lealamisa. Caleb August. Quiet game on that left wing side for him so far. Now Vowles. No room for him, 1 or 2 wide of the previous play the ball. There's Palmi Akavi. And now Fa'avai. Trying to milk their penalty, not coming that time. There's Palmi Akavi. That's a good pass to August. And that one's going to roll into touch.
Right.
And it's touched as well, so it's going to be a Wellington possession.
Yeah, short blind side to work with in that kick.
It's going to be a big chance here in these last couple of minutes of the first half. For Wellington, they dearly love to get on the scoreboard. They only got one try last week in their game against Counties Manukau. Sapaya, he's looking good there. Second or third damaging run. No space there for VAR. Fast play the ball though. Here's Anai. Wellington a chance on this right flank here. Oh, Hard luck there. Wellington so close.
Let's go.
Well, close call there for the South Island, but they just hang on there. And in these last few seconds, it's just going to be kick and chase from Nepata. So Lea Lamisa going all the way back here for Wellington.
Oh, great option. Counting down that last minute. It's going to be a foot race, but at the very least, they get the opportunity to trap them down here at this end of the field.
Tui Ilipa just takes the tackle. Really good half of football from the South Island. Fantastic try scored from them, particularly in the early stages of that first 35 minutes. And they have got a very comfortable lead at half-time in this one. They lead the Orcas 28 points to 0.
The Phoenix. Today, Sky Sports 7 BN Sports.
The NRL Telstra Premiership. Tigers, Knights and Dragons, Titans. Today, Sky Sport.
The ANZ Premiership. Live Sky Sport.
I want you to stand up at home because this is what I did last night.
Get excited. It's The Breakdown. Feed your rugby cravings.
I did a daddy dance.
And join the team tonight.
All the banter, it started already.
I got the trivia right.
I mean, the future's bright for them.
Absolutely brilliant.
He's the best 7 in the country at the moment, isn't he?
Stay amongst the rugby action as our panel analyse the week's best bits and heavy hits.
The try is scored.
Join The Breakdown. Tonight, Sky Sport.
We back again, yo! DHL Super Rugby Pacific, live on Sky Sport.
All they want to do is get out here and get amongst it.
Come and join the party.
Smashes it down. Can you believe it?
Where national pride and colour go hand in hand.
He's under the balls. What a run.
Absolutely unstoppable.
Watch every game live on Sky Sport.
Oh, look at the emotion.
HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. Live Sky Sport. The most exciting race on water is coming to New Zealand for the first time ever. The Sail GP comes to Christchurch. Watch Pete Burling lead the Kiwis into battle as they look to knock Australia off the top spot. It's going to be fast, furious, and absolutely unmissable.
What a move from Burling!
The ITM New Zealand Sail Grand Prix starts Saturday, live on Sky Sport.
London, it's a jungle down there. To thrive on these streets, it's a constant battle.
It's a brilliant finish.
There are no off days.
Vieira, 3 points coming their way. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. An Arsenal win in the North London derby.
Someone's always waiting to step up, challenge the hierarchy.
Derby Day delight!
This one's for London pride. This is Fulham versus Arsenal.
Well, glorious autumn day here in Christchurch, and the quality of the football from the South Island in this under-20s match has matched the weather. 28 points to 0, 5 tries in the first half, 4 of which have been converted. And Warangi Kopu, it was just like the South Island woke up on the right side of the bed today, because from the start they were on, weren't they?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's like Archie Jacobs sort of gave them the license to play a little bit of football and move the ball around. As you're right, just off the first set of 6, just shifting to the edges and finding a little bit more space out wide, and it's paid dividends for them. And also on the back of some great ball play and some great structure every time they got an opportunity down this end of the field.
Great little kick from Nyman to set up the first try here for the Kyle Cramwell. Perfectly weighted. Cramwell, the big rangy right edge back rower, going over to score his try. And then the second try came straight after this one, and Deidre Siaki, great line back towards the posts.
Yeah, left foot step, and a bit of power, and he got it down and under the uprights. But yeah, both Siaki brothers today been very, very good. Powerful runners.
They're threatening. They've got good tackle bust and speed, both of them. Try 3 coming up here for Lamani Kaya. And that was impressive as he eluded that last tackle of Joshua Williams.
Yeah, maybe my favourite try of the half. It was set up so well by the previous tackles. He just rolled up the field. And that ball by Caleb Murphy to Lamani Kaya. He charged up the field. And this was a really well worked try as well. Really done, really nicely done and executed. Ball out the back, quick hands out to the winger. And Sokuru crossed over.
Yeah, easy dot down for him in the end. And then the last try, watch Cuthers here, number 18, off he went there and scored another one under the bar.
Yeah, just realised that Wellington were back on their haunches a little bit and crossed over for that last try of the half. But yeah, really excellent rugby league throughout that first 35 minutes for South Island.
Yeah, temperature around 22 degrees at the moment. Expect to get up to 26 today here in Christchurch. And let's see if that hot play from the South Island continues in the second half as we come back for the second 35 right after this.
NRL Telstra Premiership, Tigers, Knights and Dragons, Titans, today, Sky Sport.
The women's game on Sky Sport. We're highlighting women's sport, the brilliant athletes that are playing all the games around New Zealand. They're joining me on the couch, so join us in the conversation.
Shout out to the girls, the white ferns are popping off, the football ferns are popping off. She's the best five in the world.
The women's game, every Wednesday, Sky Sport.
The championship that delivers it all.
Give my soul and I'll take the crown.
Not just a try, but almost a spiritual experience. An unbelievable moment.
Rugby's greatest championship has delivered.
Six Nations, live on Sky Sport.
This is the ANZ Premiership. Tactics, mystics. Today, live Sky Sport 2.
This is a race under the lights here in Saudi Arabia, and it's fast, very fast. It's lights out and away we go. Fernando Alonso almost in the wall.
This is the best racing you could ever possibly imagine.
Verstappen's going to try and go round the outside. Leclerc holds on to the lead.
Here we go again.
It's Max Verstappen that wins out.
Wow, that was close. That was good.
ODI world number 2 Aussies take on world number 1 India. A captivating series in the year of the World Cup.
Beautiful shot.
Australia Tour of India. First ODI starts Friday live Sky Sport 3.
We here. I told him I never stop. We here. I told him over time, I'ma claim what is mine. Now sit back and watch me shine. We here.
Championship Series, here we go. Game 4 tonight, live on Sky Sport 1.
$28 points to nil here at Napunawai in Christchurch. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here of this Ruben Wiki Cup match between the South Island and Wellington Orcas. It's repeating yesterday's results for you. Counties Manukau prevailing over the Bay of Plenty Lakers by 54-26, and Akarana beating Waikato 28-24. So at the moment, Akarana and Counties Manukau have 2 wins from 2 games. South Island, if they win this game here, will join them as the 3rd unbeaten team. So looking pretty good for that to happen, unless Wellington can really pick themselves up in the second half, completely flip this game on its head
Despite the scoreline here blowing out a little bit, 28 points in the first half. It's been some excellent rugby league, a really good display of rugby league by South Island that first 35 minutes. See if they can maintain that through the second half and see if Wellington can rally a little bit here, pick up a few points. I think first and foremost, their first job is trying to shut down Caleb Murphy. Just giving him too much time to play here today.
He's a very dependable and can tell he's a really good organiser. As Nyman restarts play, and Wellington look to get something going in the second half as Fa'alolotova with the first carry. See what energy they can bring to the second half here, the Orcas. Tyrell Toru with the second carry. Good tackle from Cranwell. Initial contact was splendid on that Wellington player. But the ball security is good so far as Anesi Tuelepa. And there is Fa'avai. Just unfortunately sliding off the side of his boot. A pretty good set there from Wellington, undone again by an error.
I'm not entirely sure what he had in mind there, whether he was a little bit indecisive about what his kick was going to be. Looked like he shaped up for a 40-20 and then sort of put a crossfield kick on, but put themselves under a little bit of pressure here in this first couple of minutes of the half.
Donaldson working Mamuta on the inside. Others. Here's Murphy to the line again. Times the pass pretty well to Lemonikaya. Donaldson. Taking the line on again. He loves the physical contact as Cuthers tries to squeeze between those two defenders. Into the 10 he goes. South Island looking to start the second half just like they did the first half, and they have. Cranwell's got it down. He got the first try in the first half, and he's got the first try in the second. There's 4 more to the South Island.
Yeah, nice subtle play there from Jacob Nyman. He looked out the back, passed out the front, passed to the front. Get another look at this try here. There we go, Nyman. Nice flat ball. Cranwell just a big body. Got rid of a couple of wayward defenders and crossed over for his second.
His 6th try. Well, tell you what, Cranwell's been impressive. He's a big body out on that right edge. Certainly held his own in all the games that we've seen him play. There's no question about that. Cranwell's come through the 16s, the 18s for the Scorpions, and now into the 20s. And Nyman can't convert the try, so it stays 32 points to 0. Perfect start to the second half for the home team. So we've ruled this competition. One more round of round robin play next week, and then we're into the semi-finals. So the way it's going, the South Island counties, Manukau and Akarana, are looking good to sew up 3 of those spots. It'll be fascinating to see which team from Wellington, Bay of Plenty, and Waikato will emerge as the 4th team. Would have said perhaps after last week's round, Wairangi, that Wellington might have been the team to have merged coming through into 4th place, but maybe not so now, with Waikato and Bay of Plenty really lifting their output yesterday. Keep your eye on Whanoi here. I know Archie Jacobs, the coach, pretty excited about the raw potential he has as Nepata. Looking to find his way through defenders. He's lost it.
Yeah, just got bent back over himself a little bit there.
But just struggling a little bit there. Got a bit of pressure on his body there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit awkward. Yeah, I mean, just trying to pull him backwards a little bit and.
So Nepeta just struggling a little bit here, which is a shame. There is other options there. Yeah, he's a key player. I don't think Archie Jacobs there. We just see him out of shot there in the black T-shirt. I don't think you want to take any risks with Nepeta. He's been a key player for the South Island through the rep system, so Archie Jacobs, I'm pretty sure won't risk him if this injury is looking fairly serious. So Harmer Campbell might look like he might get the call up to come back on.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's playing really well.
So 32 points to 0 is the score. 5 tries in the first half, 1 in the second. So far, Cranwell's got 2 of the tries. Deidre Siaki, Lamoni Kaya, Sokuru and Cuthers got all the tries for the South Island.
I wonder what the delay is here. I mean, it obviously looks like he's in a lot of pain and won't be able to continue. Maybe just stabilising his leg. Maybe he's broken his leg.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got his leg trapped under the defender at the back, so.
Medical staff out there now alongside the trainers trying to get a plan together here for Naheki and Nepeta. You get a stretcher or something.
Just lift him up and carry him off.
So a slight pause in proceedings. So Harmer Campbell's come on now for Nepeta. So that will cause some reshuffling too. Be interesting to see where we end up going to fullback. With Harmer Campbell coming back on the number 9. Maybe Nyman might go back to fullback. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. Put Jacob Nyman back there.
Here's a penalty straight off the bat there from Callum Donaldson, the hard-working back rower from the West Coast. So Murphy with the kick to touch. So full set here for the South Island, 20 metres out. Straight away, it's Lamoni Kaya bursting through into the 10. How impressive has he been in this game? Harmer Campbell back into dummy half as Donaldson gives it to Cuthers. Here's Cranwell. And for the corner, there's another score. And over to score it is Sosiwa Fonua. who has come on the interchange. You can see his knee is heavily strapped, that left knee. But Whenua is over to score the try, the lad originally from Oamaru. And it is another score, 36 points to 0.
A really nice shift of the ball. Worked really well. It's Caleb Donaldson who took that first carry. Nice ball from Cranwell as well. Maybe a hint that that ball was taken on the inside of the front runner, but nonetheless, it's a great option from South Island after a little stoppage in play and then a penalty. Get another look at it. Ball at the back. Great ball out to the winger.
Big lad, isn't he, Whenua?
Yeah, it's a big right edge that as well. Like Cranwell.
So far, 4 from 6 for Jacob Nyman.
The camera right in your face doesn't add any pressure whatsoever, does it?
He's doing a good job to ignore it. So 4 from 7 now for Jacob Nyman. The ones he's missed have been wide out, so it's going all right from the goal kicking stats. So 36 points to 0. Decisive margin. Still plenty of time left in this game with that lengthy injury break for Nepata and that knee injury. Straight away Murphy with the hit up. Away goes Deitri Siaki. He's a handful, isn't he?
Yeah, both Siaki brothers.
Donaldson.
Tough to put down. He's done really well as well, Caleb Donaldson. Every time he's injected himself into the game, he's
got an engine on him, hasn't he? There's Murphy with that little kick, and that's been charged down, and it's play on. And here is Wellington breaking out through Anai, and now he needs support. Well done from Pelinato Anai, and now Samoa. Little dab from dummy half. Here's a big chance for Wellington to finally get some points.
I mean, that's a wasted tackle.
Va. Now to Vowles. And here's Sapaya again. Wrapped up by his opposite number, Hoeta. Anai. Now Fa'avai, touched by a South Island player. So I think that's going to be a knock on. Yes, referee Fevers has got that one. And it's going to be a Wellington scrum and a full set.
Just need to set themselves up here a little bit. They're just offering up these one off the ruck plays, just being eaten up by the South Island defence. It's making it really easy for the South Islanders to defend. Just a little bit of ball movement, asking some questions of the defensive line rather than just sending one out runners.
Anai for Wellington, Samoa. Now here is Samolia. Taken nicely by Siaki and Murphy for the South Island. There's Palma Akavi. Now here comes Falalota Va again. Tyrell Toru. Defensive work from Hoeta at the moment. He's made some big tackles. Just went on with it a bit long there, perhaps, for the referee's liking.
Footwork.
Sapaya. Vowles drops it. Disappointing for Brandon Vowles.
Yeah, fairly disappointed in himself as well. Knew that was an opportunity for them the first time down here for a long time. Pretty basic error.
Good day for spectators here in Christchurch. Glorious weather. Just a little breeze. And we've had, tell you what, mate, we've had some shockers at Napunawai in the past. Cold and miserable some days, haven't we, White?
And even on nice days it's been freezing.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. But not today. Yes, Donaldson again. You can see what he was trying to do there, but it definitely has gone forward there. But I like the endeavour there. I mean, the scoreboard 36 points to 0. Why not give it a crack?
Yeah, you can see what the intention was. He got that arm free, and then there wasn't really any interference in that.
The Wellington got a full set 40 metres out. So far, they've not been good enough to capitalise on their opportunities and their field position. See if they can rectify that this time through Fa'avai. Filippo Sapaya. Another Randwick player. Away he goes. That's a nice line run by that time by Va. Was it Tyrell Toru? It was Va that time. Sapaya passing the ball this time to Lealofi, who's back out there now. The prop forward. Pama Akavi. A nice pass out to Samoa. In fact, that's Williams in the line. Now here's Joshua Williams. Very close. Pami Akavi. Oh, he's lost it. He's had it clean. He's stolen out of his hands.
He actually put it on the boot. Might get another look at it, but he tried a little chip through the line there.
Need to get my glasses tested, don't I? There's some good D coming in from Wellington. Wellington's defence is keen. Now there's some stuff going on off the ball there.
Yeah, a bit of frustration. Just trying to stab that through the line. And Lamonikaya, so he was on the slips there. He caught that easy.
So there was a little bit of an incident off the ball there. I know Dui Alepa was involved. Well, referee's actually, after that discussion, just going to play on. Donaldson.
Work.
A pretty tough day there for Tavita, the Wellington back rower. Here's the South Island getting expansive for Brown. Oh, the hands were just the direction of the pass there from Brown was just a little bit behind Whanua. Poor old Brown, he was just caught in two minds there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He looked inside, and you're like, oh, you know what? There's somebody outside of me, and the pass was a little bit behind him. And Whanua couldn't pull it in. Even he thought that the pass was going to go on the inside.
We saw that injury to Tavita there, like a broken arm, and Nepata, that knee injury. South Island's tackling has been very good all the way through the game. Orfi. Good post meters, post contact meters there. You see Jaden Wellington is back out there now. Oh, a little knock on. See Teho and Wellington back out there now, the starting props for the South Island. And how impressive were they at the start of the game? So off the scrum come the South Island here, and here comes Brown again. This time he wisely takes the tackle. Cramwell passes to Wellington. Good hands here for Murphy. Bus out of one tackle. Good little run from Caleb Murphy. Donaldson, nice run behind the line again. Here's Wellington. Oh, Jaden Wellington stepping the fullback. Well, he got a try last week and he's got one this week. What an excellent prospect he is, Jaden Wellington, the former New Zealand resident 16s captain, who after that year went over to Australia but is back in New Zealand now, and maybe he's enjoying the home cooking again because he's looking great.
Yeah, once again, that Caleb Donaldson does a great job of setting up the players outside him. He was always taking somebody with him. Came up with an error a little while ago, but this time delivered the offload to his big prop forward in Jaden Wellington. Pushed through on the inside, a little bit of a hop and a skip. Try to fend his own player, and Jacob Nyman.
He's an interesting player, Wellington. I touched on NZ 16's captain. Then when he was 18, he moved to Australia. He's had experience in the Manly system, played for Brisbane Norths Devils as well last year, but he's back in Christchurch now. Finished his high schooling in Brisbane. But, you know, for whatever reason, sometimes these things don't work out. Why? And he's back home now and still looking like he's got plenty to offer. And we've mentioned this in other games, but next year, you know, the Warriors under-21s team will be back in the Jersey flag, and someone like Jaden Wellington could be quite useful in that side.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few of these boys throughout this competition who can be pretty handy for whoever coaches that team next year.
And that's the other thing too. We mentioned the 5 teams that the Warriors are going to have next year, and that gives coaches another couple of opportunities, doesn't it? Because they'll need a coach for not only that Jersey flick team, but the Harold Matthews Cup side as well, which is the under-17s team. So it's opportunities for coaches now.
Little bubble, yeah.
Teho just not playing that ball as he would have liked. And he had it written all over his face too, didn't he?
Just a little lapse in concentration there. He got up and knew straight away that he bubbled it a little bit.
So here's Wellington now. Once again, Pharrell Gray back out there. Oh, almost no dummy half there. Oh, here comes the big prop. Lealofi getting close. Pamiakavi. He's just short. Lealofi plays dummy half. He's just going to barge over, but he's pushed back into the field of play as well. A couple of tackles may be wasted by Wellington. Let's see what they can cook up, and unfortunately being so-called dropped there by Tyrell Toru. Disappointing for the Orcas.
It might be an indication of why they haven't used more sort of structured shift plays throughout this game. Every time they seem to send it wide, they've come up with an error. So I'm going to guess that's Lomanikai's family.
He's had a fantastic game. He hasn't had a lot of touches, but whenever he has been fantastic.
He's been tough. Real tough.
Here's
Great
Nyman.
ball.
In from fullback, exploding onto this one. Oh, Nyman putting on a show. Well, but Messi. The South Island have recovered now as they come into midfield through Rowan Brown. Harmon Campbell. Here's Wellington again. Good little short ball. Lovely run from Donaldson. Oh, yes, good football. Caleb Murphy, the captain, goes over to score the try. And that's one of the better tries in the game.
Yeah, great try. It's a combination again of Donaldson and Wellington. This time it was Wellington who delivered the ball to the big lock forward and Caleb Donaldson. This is Nyman streaking down that right-hand side, a little in and away here on the fullback. I just managed to pull him down to Joshua Williams, and then a little shift to the left-hand side. We'll get a look at that in a second, but Jonah Wellington here picks up the ball, first receiver. Little skip to the outside, went Caleb Donaldson. Nice delivery from Wellington, and then Caleb Murphy. Probably deserves a try today. He's worked really hard.
Yeah, Callum Donaldson can't undersell the work he did there. He did everything perfect, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a great game to lock forward.
Yes.
So Nyman at 46 points to 0. So another one goes through. That's 6 from 9 now for Jacob Nyman. 48 points to 0. South Island far too classy for the Wellington Orcas in this game.
Other than a couple of errors for South Island, they've played a really good game of rugby league. If they can put a performance like this together against either Akarana or counties, I mean in particular counties next week, it'll go a long way to upsetting some of those big teams.
Absolutely.
I'm not even sure if you call it an upset, to be honest. I mean, I know that South Island is a powerhouse of rugby league, so be a real good contest.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That's coming up next Sunday. So here's the South Island through Donaldson again. Nyman. Good little play here again by the South Islanders. Brown didn't use Fornoa, but he's used Harmer Campbell, who's got his eyes on the try line, and he's going to streak away. Noah Harmer Campbell brings up 50 for the South Island. 10th try of the game.
Yeah, starting to open up now, the Wellington defence, and South Island have, they've pretty much structured and most of their tries, and now the Wellington defence is getting a little bit tired. They were able to scramble Wellington, but just pass back on the inside, and not enough numbers there.
Well, we first saw Noah Harmer Campbell at the District 9s last year, where Canterbury did very well. I think they might have won that one in the 18s division last year. Noah Harmer Campbell. Of course, that tournament's coming up again at Easter. Looking forward to seeing the next wave of talent coming through from all over the country. Noah Harmer Campbell goes away to score the try. Got one last week too against Waikato, and there is the conversion from in front from Jacob Nyman, whose goal kicking stats are now at 70%. He's got the last 4 in a row. 54 points to 0.
home crowd be enjoying this. The families have turned up here today.
100%. And still 10 minutes of footy left. Well, it's been a tough day for Wellington, and they've got Akarana next week. So it's going to be a hard week of training for them to get ready for that game. Here's Lamani Kaya again. Good tackle that time from Samoa, who's been one of Wellington's better players today.
Yeah, unfortunately, probably needed the pill a little bit more throughout this game. It's a pretty strong runner.
South Island making big meters now. As Siaki. It's Deidre Siaki. He's a hard man to bring down, isn't he? Here's Lamani Kaya. And now Murphy. Here's Wellington again. Taylor made for him to cook something up. Te Ho. Here's the offload to Murphy. Good little kick. And I think Te Ho, no, he's just lost it. But again, expansive play from the South Island.
Yeah, they're having a bit of fun out there now. Caleb Murphy is dictating things really well, but the combination between the forwards at the moment is running rampant.
Well, the only thing missing from that wide shot just before was some snow on the Alps in the background. Don't worry why that's coming in a few months.
Yeah, indeed.
So Gray with this carry for Wellington. So Lea Lofi. And now here comes Lea Lamisa. The left centre for Wellington. Tyrell Toru. For that little offload, but no one sniffing around there looking for some second phase play. Tough day for the coaching staff for Wellington Orcas, led by Dan McEwen. Proud man who coached that Central Districts team to this title 2 years ago, but little forward pass has been picked up there by the officials.
Yeah, looked pretty forward as well, that last little pass.
There it is, the pass thrown forward there by Pelinato Anai. So still 7 minutes to play, still time here for the South Island to maybe score another. Let's see what they can cook. All that one was flat at best. Brown it was taking the tackle. And now here's Cranwell. 2 tries in the game. Here goes Harmer Campbell sneaking away from dummy half, pinching another 12 metres. Cuthers. Nice pass from Te Ho. There's a little kick here for Lamani Kaya. Just couldn't gather it in. And Wellington have got it through Williams. To have seen Joshua Williams more in the game too. It's hard when your team's losing 54 points to nil. The fullback looks like he's got some potential. Tuialepa. His brother Mosse made such an impact 2 years ago when the CD team won this championship. Mosse Tuialepa on the wing in that team. His brother in the forward. Is a great run from Leo Lofi. Hard man to bring down. He's got those bustling shoulders. There's Pami Akavi. Anai looking to take the line on. High-ish tackle coming in that time from Kupateho. Or is it Harmer Campbell? It was Harmer Campbell. There goes the kick from Fa'avai and Nyman, who's deputising, of course, for Nepata at fullback now. There's forced it dead. Here's the big run from the prop. Good run.
He just split them. no one on his shoulder there to pass to, so
you need James Tedesco, mate.
Yeah. Giving themselves an opportunity here.
Well, that's, of course, if Tedesco can catch the pass. He didn't in that game yesterday, did he?
No, that's right.
So less than 5 minutes to play. The Wellington, can they get a consolation score here? Lealothi's going to have another crack here. There's the line, he's got it down, and he deserves a try. He's played well, Jared Lealothi. And Wellington have got the score. Tough day for them, but they've got off the donut. It's 54 points to 4.
Oh, the big man made the break before, gave themselves an opportunity for some points up this end. Just a one off the ruck run, a little bit of power. South Island that turned up. I mean, couple of smaller bodies in the way they're trying to hold them up, and had the mindset to be able to get that ball free and just place it down on the line. So, yeah, well deserved.
Well, he's rolled his sleeves up. He's had some good carries all the way through the game. Made that big bust before and got the try there. So finally some reward for the visitors. Right near the end of this contest. So it's 54 points to 6 with a conversion going over. With Fa'avai converting that try. Well, still time to play.
I'll be fairly happy with their performance today, the South Island Scorpions, particularly Coach Archie Jacobs. Pretty happy with how well, in terms of football, they've played.
It definitely feels like they've stepped it up, haven't they, from last week in their win over Waikato. I just loved how switched on they were right from the start of the game.
Yeah, I mean, everyone last week was a little bit clunky. Maybe first football of the year for most of these kids. So, yeah, this week things have gelled a lot better. Not so much for Wellington.
Yeah, if anything, they seem to be just heading backwards a little. As Cramwell. Lovely pass to Jacob Nyman. And another try for Whanua in the corner. So Siwa Whanua, and there is the score. He's got a double. He's only touched the ball a handful of times in the game, but he's got his second try.
Nyman did a great job there of holding that ball up. But a good shift once again from the South Island crew. Put it through their hands. It was a lovely ball out to Nyman.
Yeah, Cranwell threw it, didn't he? He's had a fantastic game this year. Number 11.
Yeah, that ball there was a really good ball from a back rower. Nyman held that up nicely for his winger, for Nua.
So just the end of it there. Nyman delaying the pass, timing it perfectly. He's had an excellent game, Jacob Nyman, here. When he was in the halves, back to fullback, his goal kicking's been excellent. He's kicking at 70%. He's had a terrific game. Oh, you look at this team today, no one's really had a bad game in there. Just a well-organised team, and interesting match against Counties Manukau next week. There's Nyman rather. He's dragged it across the face, but that will be the game. And a really convincing win for the home side, the South Island Scorpions. And they go to 2-0 in this NZRL National 20s competition for 2023. Comfortable win over the Waikato Mana last week has been followed up by an even more comfortable win today over the Wellington Orcas by 58 points to 6.
Yeah, hard to pick a standout in that one. For me, is probably the lock, Caleb Donaldson. Caleb Murphy was fantastic, but they all really stood up well today. South Island Scorpions did a great job of gelling throughout the 70-minute performance. Other than a couple of little minor errors, it's a pretty complete performance from them.
Indeed it was. Cranwell got 2 tries. Whanua got 2 tries. Deidre Siaki, Lamani Kaya, Saukuru, Cuthers. And in the second half, Wellington, Murphy and Harmer Campbell also got over the try line for the South Island, and the only try scored by Wellington near the end there, Lea Lawfi, the big prop forward there with his head in the ponytail there. Tough day for Wellington. They've got Akarana next week. Doesn't get any easier for them. As we touched on, that South Island Counties clash next week, it's going to be a ripper.
Yeah, just outclassed them in the end. South Island. Like I say, really looking across the board at the name list, the names for South Island, they all stood out today. Especially the forward pack, for me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, terrific. They've got some real weapons there. A good mix of athleticism and power and hard-working players.
Yeah, and yeah, like some great ball skills shown out there. Cranwell is fantastic. You know, he went from like scooping on balls that were grubbing through the line to throwing long balls out to the standoff. And, yeah, some really, really good skills on display out here today.
Well, this team seems to be getting better as the 2 games are or have gone through so far. They'll need to rise again next week for Counties Manukau, who put on a show in the second half yesterday against the Bay of Plenty Lakers team. I wouldn't pick that winner of that one, actually. It's a 50-50 game, so we'll see how that one goes next week. It's time now to get some after-match reaction as the South Island team warm down. Let's go down to Fred de Jong, and he's got the Wellington captain with him.
Well, quite a tough start. A few missed tackles there allowed them to get a really quick start.
What was it? Oh, sorry. A few missed tackles?
Yeah, a few missed tackles allowed them to get a really quick start.
Yeah, nah, we let ourselves down on that, but can't let that weigh us down. On to the next. That's all we can do. Focus on that.
You had a couple of times you got good pressure on their line, but then just some mistakes let the pressure off.
Yeah, and I was trusting our insides, the whole pushing up and out. But yeah, next one.
It's good to see Jared bomb over though.
Yeah, big fella, That's what we would expect.
And it doesn't get any easier. Got Akarana next week, so another tough game for you.
Oh, another beautiful game that is. Can't wait to take it with 2 hands,
Exactly, mate. Well, good luck for that one.
Oh, thank you, boss. Thank you, boss.
Cheers, man.
The attitude, just move on. Flush it down the wharepaku,
I always look on the bright side.
Exactly. Another opportunity next week for this team here. And, well, it's going to be not easy against Akarana, but Bay of Plenty and Waikato have shown that it can be done in a week. You can go from being hammered to being very competitive in just the space of 1 week. Right, let's get back down to Fred. I think Caleb Murphy's with him now, the key South Island captain.
Well, Caleb, fast start, was that the plan?
Yeah, it was a plan to get a fast start, come in the box quick and, score a few points, and we did that, so, yeah, happy with that.
2 good wins now, must give the players a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 2 wins is good, need that confidence going to next week, got counties next week, so, and that's our test, so, yeah, confidence really high after those 2 wins. So.
Yeah, that counties game is going to be an absolute cracker, isn't it? 2 really good sides going at each other.
Yeah, that's our game of the round, we've been talking about that one the whole time, so, yeah, hoping we go down to Dunedin next week and get a win, hopefully, so, yeah.
No, that should be a boomer, mate. All the best for that one.
Yeah, no, cheers, thank you. And thanks to our sponsors, Rosie's and Skevington's. Cheers.
Brilliant, thanks, mate.
Well, Caleb Murphy, yes, that game in Dunedin next week between the South Island and Counties Manukau. Really looking forward to that one. And let's wrap up all the results from round 2. Akarana, 28-24. Plenty ahead at halftime against Counties Manukau, but blown away in the second half. And the South Island in total control right from the start against the Wellington Orcas.